I love this one. I've got Natasha Tischlas, the head of the technical committee of SAFA, has agreed to talk to us, which is, I think, a great privilege for us. Natasha, I still get tweets from people saying they wish you were still at Sundowns. How does that feel?
I get that every day. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
No, I get that every day, and yeah, I know.
Yeah. I'm just tweeting about you being on and about how people look back with fond memories of. I think, if I remember it right, you and your husband took over Sundowns when they were in some kind of financial trouble from Standard Bank, was it? One of the banks.
Correct.
And
Correct.
then you sold to a man with a lot of money. The Kroc brothers were involved. I remember them from my early playing days in Pretoria. And Natasha, now you're head of the technical committee at SAFA. And obviously, to get straight to the main point of why we're talking to you today, how's it going in our search for a technical director for Bafana?
Well, the issue of the technical director is the responsibility of the leadership and not the technical committee. However, I play a role to that. And obviously it's involved the CEO and the president and myself and so on. Yes, we're looking. It's very, very difficult because we need a person who must be scientific as well, sports management or degree and so on.
Yes.
And the problem we're facing, for instance, if you look in the universities, you can find professors, but they don't have that qualifications, especially they don't understand football, all of them. So it is difficult. Then you get a coach, sometimes a coach, it is the right person, but then you find out, in future he might want to be a coach of the national team or interfere. We have to be very, very careful because we want a person qualifying, but also...
Oh, I think we've lost you there, Natasha. Natasha, could you just move around a little bit?
I'm going to hang up and try to...
Right.
Ask Natasha when you come back, can you get back to jump on her left leg up and down 10 times?
Why?
And then the signal will come better.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Is that how it works?
It works like that.
Okay.
No, you can make it 5 times because she's a little bit older. Let's see.
Yeah, and as she just said, that they have to find someone that's technically qualified and someone that won't interfere too much with the coach. I mean, that's a very, very difficult thing, as we saw this week with Chipper United when they were going after Mitch Davry as their technical director. The coach resigned. So, Natasha, sorry, we lost you there. You're just telling us that you're looking for someone who isn't a professor but who is scientific and has a degree. You're also looking for someone qualified who won't interfere with the coach too much.
Correct.
And those are difficult things to come up with. Whereabouts are you looking? Do we have anyone in South Africa that could do this job?
I think we do. As I say, we're looking and we have to be very careful. Don't forget, even when it came to coaches, we took a bit of time, but we did come up with the under-17 coach, with Bafana coach, Banyana coach, and the right people, and they're doing very well, thank God.
Yes.
So you have to, and this is exactly what I say to the president and the CEO. So we have to appoint people not for the sake of appointing them, but the minute we find the right person to do so. That is always my belief.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as I can see, I mean, I watch from a distance. I speak to people, and Vera Poe, the lady that's taken over Banyana, appears to have been a great choice, and I think the technical committee was heavily involved in that. I've done quite a lot of dealing now with Malefi Nseki, the Amajimbo's coach, who also strikes me as a good choice, not an obvious choice, but a strong coach and strong technically. That's the kind of person that we're hoping you'll come up with on this occasion. But I've got the feeling that if Steve Compella is happy at Maritzburg and Neil Tovey isn't in the running, then we'll have to look overseas, won't we?
Well, not necessarily. Yes, I know that Neil, he's busy and he's very happy what he's doing. And Steve Compella, the same, he's doing very well. There will be the ideal scenario, in my view. But we do have other, legends or, players, their coaches today, or they understand football, that we look in as well. So it's a group that we are looking, and when it comes to a short list, then obviously we will come up and talk about.
Yeah, okay, let me tell you, Natasha, the thing that worries me, and this isn't your fault, is that when I spoke to Danny on the day of Sheikh Mashaba's appointment, Danny told me that they would announce a technical director in 1 week. That was nearly a month ago. Why the delay? There appears to be some kind of delay.
That time it was a delay because of course, you can have a person in mind, but then that it doesn't work out. It's always happened. And as I say, the most important thing for us, and special for me, is to, and I always say that, is to get the right person to stay there for a long time. Don't forget that we need to have a lot of development all over the country. And one of the pre-election campaign, it was the issue, which was not even a campaign, is what we believe, to have more coaches right through the LFAs, right through the schools and everywhere, as well, developing, players and so on. And, when people, they understand how big is this job, some, they're not really ready, or there's a lot of traveling, don't forget. It is and I'm the person I'm suffering as a technical chair, because we need that tomorrow, yesterday, but it is something that we must really look and find the right person. And
Morning,
make
Natasha.
the public happy, but most important, of course, the football.
Exactly. Morning, Natasha. It's Mark Fisher. Hope you're keeping well.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Very good, thank you. And Natasha was, when she was at Sundowns, almost signed me when Cosmos got relegated, but I think Joe Masono had different ideas. So are you saying that ideally you would want the technical director to be South African, but you are looking overseas if it's the last case scenario?
Well, first, Mark, I wish Sundowns had players like you today also, but that's another story. And really, yes, I think we prefer to look South Africa technical director, because it's a person to understand the culture as well. You remember we had before Krell from Germany?
Yes.
It was great. It was very good, but he didn't understand how to go to the rural areas, how to do certain things, And this is exactly what we look in. I think from my view is that a South Africa person will be the best scenario. We have, as I say, a lot of ex-players that they understand so much football and coaches, whatever is the case. We have to first finish with us. And I believe we will find somebody from that group.
Oh, okay. I know it's going to be a tough job. I know that people are crying out for a technical director, just like they're crying out to find out where the MTN8 final will be. Natasha, on the technical committee, is Lucas Radebe on that regularly as well?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Is Lucas Radebe on the technical committee with you?
Yes, he's on the technical committee. And also, we looking to have people like Lucas, also again ex-players to add value to the technical committee. I need a couple of more people that they're really going to add value. And also, over and above this, I'm looking for an extra 5 coaches or coaches from development, whatever is the case, to be like an advisory board as well. We have to put everything, the structure in place. The reason hasn't been this, all these issues being done here. It is because of the technical director. You need to have a technical director. You sit down with him, you put the structure in place, and then you let him handle that.
Yeah, that's people are asking me on Twitter right now, what is essentially the role of the technical director? It's to put development structures in place, but what impact will he have on Bafana?
A technical director, obviously, he's the one that he's always involved with coaches talking, but not necessarily give a list or tell him what to do. I mean, each coach has got his own responsibility. but he's there to help anytime, And but of course, the most important is with the structures of the football and the development.
Yeah.
Very important.
No, that's exactly. I think that answers our question. Natasha, I'm chuffed that you spoke to us today. It's great. When the technical director is due to be announced, you need to text me and tell me first before anyone else. Is that okay? Thanks, Natasha.
I'll tell Mark.
Thanks, Natasha. Have a
Tell
good day.
Mark.
Thank you.
Thanks, Natasha. The best of luck with finding that technical director. We know how hard it is. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's
Bye-bye.
obviously very hard. Unlucky Neil. So she'll
Yeah,
call
she's
me
gonna
before she
phone
calls
you.
you, buddy.
Hey.
And then I'll tell Comfort, and Comfort will just change it and give you the wrong story, and we'll catch you out again.
Well, I think it's Edinson Cavani.
Bollocks on Balls.
Thursday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Balls.co.za.